Okay, now for measuring range of motion of the back or the trunk or the neck, we use what's called a baseline inclinometer. And, well, baseline is the brand, but it's an inclinometer. This one's a bubble inclinometer. So what you're doing is, depending on what you're measuring, you may hold it this way where this lines up with the body. So you have to turn it so that the 0 is right there. Then when the person bends, you'll see where it comes out. You can also have it this way, and then you have to turn the dial so that that's at the 0. Okay? So now I'm going to measure this man's neck range of motion. If I'm measuring flexion, I'm going to put the goniometer right here on his head. So I have this turned so that it's at 0. You want to come from this side, you can see it. Turn so it's at 0. Now go ahead and bend your head forward, please. And then I see where it winds up. So we're at just about 45 degrees of flexion. Okay, come back up. And if I'm doing lateral flexion, come around here. So if I'm doing lateral flexion, I'm going to do it this way. So I have it turned here for the 0. And I want you to take your head and bring your ear towards this shoulder. And there we have about 60 degrees of lateral flexion. Okay, bring it back up. Now, if we are doing rotation, you can't use that tool. Then I have to use my goniometer, and I would actually have to be above him. So usually he would be sitting and I would be standing. Here I am at 0. Then I will ask him to turn his head to the right. And actually I would keep one here. I'd keep my stationary one here. And the other, well, let's see, we would have done it this way. Had that one facing forward, and when he turned his head, I would then see how far that one had moved. Thank you. Now, don't go away. For the back, we're going to do it the same as the neck. So if we're doing the trunk, I would have it here. Again, have this turned so that there's my 0. So you go ahead and bend forward. And there's my trunk flexion. Okay, thank you. Now, if we're doing manual muscle testing, I'm going to actually have you sit. Chair over here, hold on. Okay, go ahead and sit here if you don't mind. So if I'm doing manual muscle testing, go ahead and tip your chin down toward your chest. Now hold it and don't let me pull it back. So there's flexion. Now bring your head back, up right there to normal. Tip it down to this side, right, and hold it, and don't let me push it up. Okay, good. And then if I'm doing rotation, go ahead and turn your head. This is the one that's really awkward because you have to say to the person, I'm going to like squeeze your head between my hands. So hold it and don't let me turn it. And you're going to do it that way. Okay. Same thing with trunk. If you don't mind standing up again, please. We're going to say bend forward. Bend forward. You don't have to go too far. Now hold it. Put your hand up here on the top chest. Stabilize the back. Hold it and don't let me push you back. Okay. Thank you. And then bend backward a little bit. And you have to kind of stabilize here and hold it and don't let me push you forward. Good. Now, lean over to the side. Hold it and don't let me push you up. Good. And come back up. Now, turn toward the side and hold it and don't let me push you. Good. Thank you. All right. Thanks.